It's very like light, airy, fresh. That's kind of like to me what, you know what, I'm forgetting one thing though. There's one thing I'm forgetting. Oh no, bitch. Oh no, 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 no. I'm forgetting the most important part of this whole entire process. And that would be highlighter. Hey guys, what is up? Ooh, this top is adorable, isn't it? I got it off Amazon in like 2 other different, well, 3 colors. This, got it in gray, red, and black. I'd say they're pretty comfy. I'm missing something, and that would be my coffee. Oh, good Lord. Alrighty, she's got her coffee, her little headband, and she's ready to conquer the world. So, hey guys, what is up? Hi, how are you guys doing? So, I thought for today's video, like, I know nobody watches tutorials anymore, which, you know, I mean, there's only so many freaking tutorials you can watch on, like, I don't want to say literally the same makeup look, but I mean, there's like 90 trillion other channels that had made videos talking about step-by-step on how to create a simple no makeup look, or smoky eye, or cut crease, or you name it, there's like a trillion videos on it. So I just figured in today's video, I'm not gonna do like necessarily a tutorial, but it will be more of like a sit down kind of, I guess, get ready with me, but story time while kind of just showing you guys my spring makeup look. And just like talking, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really know what I'm going to be saying in this video. I just know that like I wanted to do like a springtime, like simple glam look, I guess you could say, with just talking, because I just talk a lot. I mean, literally. So I don't know, this might be like all scattered everywhere. I'm not quite sure yet. So bear with me. Please bear with me. I need to have my coffee because I have to film another video after this for my other channel. So I'm gonna try not to be like, I don't wanna like, it's 10 o'clock, you know, kind of on a time limit, so I gotta be a little cautious with my time. But I figured, you know what? Let's just do it. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't freaking know what this video is gonna be. I really don't. I don't know anyone. Can you get it? Spit it out. I don't even know what I'm gonna name it. But I just figured, you know, for the time being, we're just gonna talk, and I'm gonna do some spring, like, spring makeup, or just like my simple spring makeup glam, which is almost like my everyday makeup look if I had an everyday makeup look. I used to have an everyday makeup look, and then I lost myself, and then I haven't been doing anything on my face for quite some time, only if I'm recording or if I go out anywhere. But every day I'm usually just barefaced, to be quite honest with you. But it's all good. This lip oil, guys, is everything. If you guys haven't watched my beauty Ulta haul, please do. I go over like everything I got in that haul, which wasn't like a crazy amount of stuff, but I mean, you know, my bank said it was. So this is just like a lip oil I put on before doing any of my makeup. Sometimes I'll do it right before I go to sleep too. It just hydrates my lips. My lips always feel really great after it. It's the Ulta Beauty Juice Infused Lip Oil, and it's in the flavor peach, I believe, which I love peach. Anything flavored peach, I'm like, yes, please. So, let me get some cotton pads. I've been kind of on a roll lately with these videos. I'm so proud of myself. I mean, cheers to me, right? I mean, I've been doing this for a very long time. I don't know if you guys are new to my channel. This channel is fairly new. Within like the past couple years I've made this channel. And this was supposed to be my backup channel, or kind of, I was gonna make this my vlog channel, which it is my vlog channel, but like prior to that I was just doing like makeup videos on my other channel, and this was just like a backup type thing. So my other channel, wait, I'm getting confused now. My other channel that I have right now is a commentary channel. That used to be like, Actually, no, I'm getting confused. That was my vlog channel. The channel that I have all my commentary on now used to be like my backup channel. And then there was a whole situation that had happened, like, was it almost been, what year was that? 2021? So quite a few years ago. Oh my God, has it been a couple years? I can't even fathom this right now. This is insane. Yeah, so a couple years back, I was part of Monate. I have my whole story on there. And then I decided to change up my content because I was doing beauty content on there. It wasn't getting the recognition I really wanted. I think because at the time it was just oversaturated and I wasn't being as consistent as I should have been. So it just so happened I was part of Monate. I had a really bad experience with them. I talked about it on my channel, like after I figured out everything, and once I figured out it was a scam, I pretty much went from there and I just talked about my story because when I went to search on YouTube, I was searching originally like how to recruit people for my team because for the life of me, I couldn't. Like every time my upline got involved with getting people on board with me, they would like not want to do it after. And I couldn't understand why that was. So it just so happened that I was doing research on that and I put how to recruit people for Monate in the YouTube search engine, right? And when I did that, all these videos, these lovely videos popped up about how it's a scam and how like people like from doing content all about anti-MLM and anti-scam to people that just were telling their stories that like, you know, how they lost money, how there was mean girls that they're not as nice as they say they are, how their hair was actually falling out, like all these claims and all these stories. And I was like, well, that's exactly why I can't recruit anybody because that was the evidence I needed. Like everyone had a bad experience with it and it was heartbreaking for me. Like I was humiliated. I literally was humiliated. So I really didn't even know what to do after that. I was just like mortified. I said, all right, I have to get out of this because this is humiliating. And I was in it for a year, guys. Like keep in mind, this was like a year, on and off, mind you. Like I wasn't like dedicated to it, but there was a point where I was working around the clock like they told me, and I was doing everything they said I should have been doing, and I've been on all their calls and stuff like that, and it was mortifying. Like I was mortified to say the least. Where is my? I have just a bunch of brushes in here, and I just need one right now. I can't find it. Oh my God. There's my voluminous carbon black. I was looking everywhere for you, and I couldn't find you. Where is, hold on one second, guys. Getting my life together as we speak. I cannot find my foundation brush. Where are you? Okay. Did you guys hear that? Just all my brushes are just flying everywhere. I need to be more organized than this. One second, our foundation. Like the foundation brush I normally use, I can't find it anywhere. So we're just gonna go with, I guess, this crappy old looking one. It's fine. But yeah, so I use the L'Oreal True Match foundation. It's my favorite. It's just like nice and simple, but it gets like the job done. It really coats my skin nicely. And I know this shade particularly is not going to match me, so don't judge. I'm gonna make it work. So we're gonna make it work, because that's what I do. So yeah, going back to my story, I pretty much was mortified once I found out like the truth about the company I was working for, and it was just humiliating to say the least. And I don't know, like I really just felt, like I said, stupid. I felt very vulnerable. Part of me was just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, you know, I feel like there's a lot of girls talking about their stories, and I'm just gonna be another story that, you know, I tell or that's talked about. And I wanted everybody to hear that. Like I was very, that was not even like up for discussion. I was like, I'm going to talk about this. You know what I mean? So I did, and it was it honestly, I'm not even kidding. I don't know how, but like so many people watched the video. Like when I originally uploaded it on my old channel, it got like crazy amount of views. And again, I wasn't doing it for the views or the attention because I really didn't think maybe anyone will watch it, because I was like, no one really watches, like my channel in general didn't get like any attraction, like as much as I wanted it to. Like it got probably like 100 likes or 50 to 100 views a video, which is nothing. So I was kind of just expecting it to be like around that amount. Like I wasn't expecting anything out of it, and I just wanted everybody, or for the most part, so, like people just to hear my story. I think whoever heard it, it was important, because I was like, this is just trash. This company's trash. What they did to me and what they did to so many other people is trash. And you know, I opened my eyes a lot after watching all these videos, and not even just like the people that were affiliated with it, but like the content creators that, you know, really showcase like the brainwashing, the manipulation, all that stuff. Like I was like, wow, this makes total sense. Like I didn't even think of it that way, you know? Like I just thought this was a company that genuinely loved their employees and wanted to give them the best treatment, which is stupid of me to think that, because I even did say in the beginning, like, this sounds just too good to be true. And it was. And usually when you think something's too good to be true, it usually is. So, needless to say, I was devastated, and like I said, I was humiliated more than anything. All my makeup is in this bag. Friday I went to my friend's wedding, I'll talk about that later, which was so beautiful. And I brought a makeup bag to my friend's house so I could like finish getting ready there. And all my stuff's in here for the most part. So like all my brushes I normally use are in here. That's why I couldn't find them. I was like, why can't I find all my brushes? And I totally forgot I didn't empty out the bag. So, yeah, this is like the foundation brush I normally use. But it's okay. And that's what I needed, because I needed my concealer. And I was like, all right, my concealer's nowhere to be found in here either. So, just gonna empty these out real quick. Oh, please don't fall, please don't fall. I need like a new makeup setup. It's just over freaking whelming, honestly. Like it's to the point where I'm just like, you know what? I just need to go somewhere. This obviously, I like a nice, beautiful blush for spring. So where the hell was I? Yeah, okay, so yeah, as I was saying, mortified, we got that, right? I was mortified, humiliated, all this stuff. And then it just so happened that I made a video talking about my whole entire experience from the beginning, how I was approached, to the whole year of like what didn't work out for me. And then from that, I did, you know, I literally talked about every single thing, how much I actually made, which was shit. I didn't make anything. Like, nothing. Nothing at all. And that was even more humiliating, because it's like, okay, like, I went hard for this company. I worked my ass off. I did everything they told me to. I put myself in situations I normally wouldn't do because I was trying to get out of my comfort zone and do all that crap they say to do. And, you know, I sure did. I just humiliated myself while doing it. So, you know, it was just a really shitty experience. So I talked about it all in my video if you guys want to go watch it. And, you know, my experience, that's on my other channel. And then from there, I got so much feedback. Like, so many people reached out and said, you know, thank God you're out. Like, I'm so happy you're out. And this is great, good for you, like all this stuff, like sorry this happened to you. Like it was like comments after comments after comments, and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was like, what the hell is going on? Like this is the most I ever got on my channel, like ever. You know what I mean? And like that was kind of like the stuff I was expecting when I was like doing my makeup videos and stuff like that. But so many people were just touched by me leaving an MLM that it was amazing to me. I'm like, why do people, like this is like a real, like this is a serious thing. And a lot of people were like, this happens to so many people all the time. So many people get burnt out of money, you know, their stress levels go up, they lose family and friends. Like this is a serious thing. And, you know, I have gained that from watching like the videos I was watching, but I didn't even realize there was like a niche for that. You know what I mean? I didn't even know that was a thing. Like I said, prior to being with Monat, I didn't know nothing about like anti-MLM and all that type of stuff. So when I, like I said, did my Google search just to, again, try to recruit people for Monat, because I put Monat in the search engine on YouTube, all videos that are pertaining the word Monat popped up, and sure enough, all of them came my way. And I just literally went down a rabbit hole and I started watching all these videos, and then I did my video talking about my experience, because I was just like, you know what, I'm done. I will not ever look at this company again. I'm going to talk about my experience and I'm just going to move forward. But once I started seeing like all of the attraction that video got, and people were like, you really should talk about other companies. There's other companies that do similar shit and it's disgusting, and you seem to be very well spoken. All of this stuff. I was like, you know what? I really should look into that. I said, because that's like just, you know, and at first it was a little, like at first I was like, I don't know. Like I don't know if I would be really good at that. I said, you know, I talked about my experience, but doing other videos about this topic, like this might be, it's definitely not in my area of expertise. And everyone's like, you know, there's just like, you really could do a lot with this. Like you're really well spoken, and you seem like you really been fucked over by this company, and you should expose them even more. So it was kind of like, wow, really? Like, should I do this? Kind of from there, I started creating content around the or I should say the MLM world, and then kind of started doing like anti-scam, anti-MLM content. So from there, I'm just setting my face real quick. From there, I pretty much started doing that content, and I started reacting to, a lot of them were Monat based at first because that's all I really knew, and then everyone's like, there's so many other MLMs that do similar stuff, try to like talk about other MLMs. And I did. I started doing mini deep dives and talking about other companies. And I was really shocked by the amount of information, the amount of people that really are burnt from these MLMs. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, absolutely crazy. So, oh, by the way, guys, just so you know, I'm using the Too Faced. This is my favorite bronzer ever. I don't know, it's just like the perfect matte, bronzy, like bronzy bronzer. I love it. And this is in medium to deep matte. I think there's a light one, which is probably the one I should be using, but I really like this for some odd reason, because I feel like the lighter ones sometimes come out more like orangey. Like, I don't know if that's just me, and they're not, or it's either that or they're not, like, I don't really see them at all. And I feel like I'm like really scooping out that bronzer to like get some result. With this, I don't have to use that much, and I actually see my skin beaming. I see it getting nice and glowy and tan. So yeah, this is like my favorite bronzer of all. I love it. But yeah, so after I did my video and it got the attraction, I started making all content around MLMs, and a lot of people were like interacting with my channel, and then it became part really of like the algorithm. And it was like the first time in forever that I like made something out of my YouTube, and it was like really popping off. Like, there was just so many people interacting and, you know, loving my content. And there was a lot of people also like that said to me like, thank you for making this video, because you had made this video, I really honestly, like, it stopped me from joining this MLM, and I showed a friend of mine and we're not doing it no more. Or I saw your video and I'm returning my Monat like kit, or like the startup kit, because I don't want to do this. Like, all these like really nice comments, like I just really couldn't even fathom. I'm like, wow, there's like people actually watching my videos for a change. And you know, yeah, it's not makeup related, but I was incorporating like makeup in my videos by like doing my makeup as I watched a video or reacting to a video or something like that. So I was like, and you know, I still have my vlog channel and stuff like that. So, you know, I can you know, just put my makeup on there, which is the channel you're watching now. So from there, I just was making content around things that I thought were very dangerous, that people needed to be aware of, and that's kind of like how the content started for me, like the commentary content. And then, you know, there was a point when I had doubts about it, because I was like, you know, a lot of people don't know, and I really want to break this down. Like, this is very important. Anyone that does this type of content knows what I'm talking about. When it comes to making this type of content, you know, where people feel like you're interfering with their jobs, because I'm sorry, I guess technically that's what we're doing, but we're not, it's not in a way like we're trying to ruin their life or make them feel less of a human being. It's to prevent other people from getting trapped into the scam, because we either probably once were part of it, or we know a lot about it, or know someone that was. So that's kind of the whole idea about it. Like, we're not here to humiliate people, but it just so happens that people will sometimes look at it that way, like we're mean girls, or we're bullying or attacking these people. But I'm like, I don't personally know them. I've never met them. I don't even, like, I don't want to. Like, I don't know these people personally, and I'm sure that if they weren't part of this MLM, they are probably really cool people. And I said, you know, I was part of an MLM. It didn't make me a bad person. It just makes you manipulated. You were manipulated into a system, and that's where, like, we have the issue. Like, being manipulated into a system just so they can profit off you, knowing that you're not going to gain nothing from it, because we all know the statistics with that. There's statistics actually backing this stuff up. This isn't like me just making up an assumption. Like, there's statistics stating that people that join MLMs, 1% actually make it, while the 99 other percent either loses money or doesn't make any money at all. It's a statistic from the FTC, Federal Trade Commission. So let me just, I'm not even kidding. Every time I spray this, it is so relaxing because it has lavender in it, and I just feel like I'm in a spa, and I feel like a queen every time I'm like, spray more. Like, I could just have people spritz me with this all day, or I just spritz myself. I don't care, but it just, something just so amazing about it. So yeah, so getting into why this was a little difficult for me after a while, you really do have to be a certain type of person to do this type of content. And when I say that, I mean that by, you really have to have a, like, thick skin, strong backbone. Not to say I didn't have that, but I think when you're new to this type of stuff, you're not expecting some comments that you see, and some people go really hard. Like, some people will really tear your character apart. They'll twist words you say. They'll, you know, tell you to yourself, like all this crazy stuff. And sometimes it's a little extreme. You're like, back the up, like, whoa, like, you need to seek some counseling. But, you know, furthermore, I mean, that can happen, I guess, for anybody, being a creator in general, but especially when you're doing this content, a lot of people feel a little different. You know, people are more threatened because they know that you're exposing what's going on, and they don't like that. So, you know, it gets pretty dark, and a lot of people don't, maybe that are watching it, don't understand that. So to do this type of content, you really do have to be a specific type of person. So anyway, getting into my doubts, and I was doing a social experiment during all these doubts. I was going to North Carolina. This was the first trip when I went to North Carolina. So what, this was like almost 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was going to North Carolina for the first time. I was on vacation. I was pumping out like a lot of content during that time. That's kind of when my channel was taking off. And I was in the middle of doing like a social experiment, like for my channel. Like, I wanted people to really see that it didn't matter who you were, like any one of them will recruit you, which we already know that. But I was trying to actually like prove it by keeping my content up and whatnot, and just showcasing that this girl didn't even look into my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just kind of, she was going to just recruit me whether or not she looked at my YouTube channel and saw that I was like anti-scam, anti-MLM creator. And she was like a big high up and somebody that is, I guess you could say, yeah, I mean, pretty much she was on like a reality TV show, all that great stuff. So I did her like work with me thing, application, become an influencer application. I'm like, bro, there is no fucking such thing as like that. But anyway, yeah, I did that, and I didn't really even think she was gonna like reply to me. Like I really thought like it was just like a shot in the dark, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I was like, she's probably not even gonna answer me, or she'll see that I am part of like, you know. And maybe she did. I don't know. Maybe she really did now. Like, I don't know if she did, but I would feel like she would have said something to me, or she wouldn't have even have acknowledged me. But however, it was like days later when I was already on my vacation. I was like, all right, so I'm going to like just attempt to like pretend that I'm going to sign up with her just so I can show people that she didn't do research, that they don't do research. That was like the whole idea about it per se. And it just so happened that she did actually approach me, and she contacted me saying like, oh, you know, I saw you did my influencer application. I wanted to reach out to you, and have you ever heard about Monat? And it was kind of like weird the way she worded it. It was more of like, you know, have you ever, or I think it was like, what have you heard about Monat? That type of thing. And I'm like, well, actually, I heard a lot of things. And then I mentioned how I used to work for them, and I said I didn't have a great experience in the beginning, blah, 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 blah. And she kind of just, I don't want to say like dismissed that, but yeah, I guess she did. And, excuse me, she said, well, you know, like, we can arrange to like go over product package or whatever you want, like, kind of straight to the point. So of course, like, I wasn't really gonna go along with it. I was just like, yeah, you know, whatever. And then she said something about, because when you leave Monat, if you like quit, there's like a 6-month probation period, they call it, which means you can't like sign up with them like again right after. You have to wait like literally 6 months, which I completely like forgot about, or I didn't even think about that. But nonetheless, I wasn't gonna sign up anyway, so I didn't care really. But she mentioned that to me, and she's like, oh, well, I see that you quit this date, and, you know, like, you have to wait 6 months. So maybe, because I think, all right, it was August I went to North Carolina, and I think I quit, it was that June. That June is when I found out everything, and I was like, I'm done with them. So that was like already like 2 months in. So she's like, all right, you have until I think December, and we can sign you back up. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, and kind of just like left it at that. And then when I came back from vacation, I like, again, like forgot about it, was doing my content. I was actually going to do a whole video about that and like my experience with that with her. And then she approached me again and was like, oh, so our president said, our president, CEO, president, whatever, said that there's you can pretty much sign up, if you sign up today, like the 6-month probation won't matter, but it has to be like, or not today, it has to be like within the next day or two. So if you sign up within the next day or two, we can just erase the whole probation thing and you can sign up with me. So I was like a little thrown off with that because I wasn't expecting her to say that. I was kind of just like, well, just like, she doesn't know, but this was supposed to be for like a social experiment. I really don't want to sign up. So of course, again, I was like pretending just to sign up with her, and I was like, okay, like, you know, I'll think about it. And she's like, well, I would be like on it quick because, you know, the time is going to be approaching and blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to actually use this. I love this Morphe palette. I'm going to be using this. So pretty. Look at this. Oh, springy, rosy cheek. So I went from there and I was just like, all right, well, okay, sure, why not? So I felt like, again, this was all just part of like the experiment. I was gonna just not really actually do it. and just be like, all right, this girl clearly didn't do her research on me, and that type of situation. And again, I was having doubts about the content I was creating, but not like in a sense of like actually wanting to join an MLM again, because I never want to do that. It was just like, again, to just showcase for my viewers like that she didn't care or like who she was signing up, and she was a big person. And during that whole process, I was like, you know, am I going too far? Is this too much? Like, am I doing the right thing? Am I wrong for doing this? Like, and then I just was having doubts about my whole channel in general. I was just like, doing this type of content is really hard. It's like, you know, it is. A lot of people don't realize it's a hard thing to do. And so that's like where I was like having like the self-doubts, and I was kind of like self-sabotaging myself without even realizing I was. So going from there, I went to like sign up with her again as a social experiment, and I forgot when they sign you up, they like post on their stories that you're part of their team, and then a lot of like my subscribers saw this and they were like, what in the fuck, like what is she doing? And I was humiliated because I like was just like, okay, I just fucked up. Like now people are gonna think I'm really part of this MLM, and I hate this MLM. And I said this was really for just a social experiment. I really have no idea why the fuck I did this. Like, I just felt really like, I felt like shit. There was really no words that could justify it. So I literally was so mortified that I just deactivated like everything. Like I was just like, you know what, I'm getting off social media. I don't even think I deserve to be on social media. Like I feel really terrible. I really don't want to be part of this. And, I said once I got the product pack, and I remember that day when I was in the room, I was just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. My fiance, he's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you buying Monate products? And I'm just like, I really don't fucking know. I said, I just made a mistake. I said, this was like a social experiment that just went wrong. I didn't really plan it out as good as I should have. Like it was supposed to be like a secret op situation that just went entirely wrong. And then I was just like, I am just maybe not in the right state of mind to be even doing this type of content right now. Like I just felt like my brain was all over the place with like what I wanted to do furthermore with my channels and just where I was at. And I just was like, I feel like I just blew it. So I just went off social media. And then a follower or subscriber of mine approached me from an Instagram account. I made a new Instagram because I was like that mortified about it. And I took my old one down. Like I literally shut down everything because I was just fucking mortified. And then it was like a couple days later, a subscriber came up and approached and was like, you know, like, what are you doing? Like, this isn't okay. And I said, I know. I said, I'm just really humiliated right now. I said, and I'm really sorry. I said, this was a social experiment that just went entirely wrong, and it was just bad. So from that, I just was like, you know what, I just need to take a break from all of this. And I just really like didn't plan it out as good as I wanted to. And I think that from this, I don't want to say her name, even though probably everybody knows who that is, but from this particular person who I signed up with, again, technically, they like posted it on their story, and she's like she has like a decent following. Like she has a pretty big following. So a lot of people saw this, and people that follow me were like just pissed off, and I blame them for being, you know, I mean, they didn't really know what was going on, but also I didn't even know, like, I kind of just it was just a mess. And I know a lot of people, like, I guess figure like, well, you're like the new Kimberlea, like you go from one to the next. And it's just like, no, I'm not, because I didn't want to sign up that day. Like it was, again, for an experiment. And then I think with just having doubts on my other channel, I didn't know what I wanted to even do with my content at the time, but I didn't want to be part of an MLM. It was just really, I think, one of those things that it just went entirely wrong, and I looked bad is what it really all was. And you know, I did an apology video apologizing to my subscribers, of course, because like I just felt horrible, and I was like, all right, I have to acknowledge like I did this, and like I'm sorry, and you know, like this was not something I intended. And I'm gonna be very honest with you, like the same day I received my package in the mail, I didn't open the box. I actually contacted Monique that day that I bought it, like an idiot, and said, I want to send this back like right away. I'm not even like, I want a refund like right away. And that's what I did. So, and then of course, like my, I guess you could say new upline didn't acknowledge it or say nothing. But again, I think they're probably used to people getting product packs and getting refunds like right away. I didn't try to recruit nobody. I didn't try to sell nobody. I didn't like even talk about it really. It was just, you know, from her story, people saw that I was part of it and they're like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm just living for this natural, like, springtime glow. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much the story. I don't even know. I was gonna just like talk about random stuff and then I went into my whole like MLM story. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. For the most part, you know, I don't mess with those things anymore. If I'm doing, I feel like there's a hair right here and I can't see it. I feel like if I'm doing like a social experiment in the future, I will definitely let you guys know ahead of time if you're from my commentary channel. If not, you know, if you're not and you're just here for my makeup vids, no worries. I'm all for it. So I want to do like a nice little plumpy gloss. I feel like that's like springy time. You're gonna do lipstick, because why the fuck not? This girl needs a brush. Yeah, so this is like my basic springtime makeup. I just have too much damn hair, guys. Too much hair for my own damn good. But yeah, so I learned a lot from that. You know, I think we're humans, we make mistakes, and you know, at least I rectified it and I told people like this is what it was, and you know, I did feel like shit afterward because it just wasn't handled the way it should have been. And that was pretty much that. Like I always say, like I truthfully, you know, held myself accountable and I, you know, just told myself like, it is what it is and, you know, I gotta just move on from it and, you know, hopefully my subscribers can too and understand like this was just like a really just poorly shitty mistake. And that's that. So I'm just going to learn and grow from this, and I did. So yeah, that's pretty much that story. And currently I still do my commentary on the other channel, and you know, starting from scratch again, of course. But my story is on there. My Home 8 horror story is on my channel. So if you guys hear, like, if a random person comes into your DMs and they're just like, you look like you would be the perfect person for this. Now they're calling it like high ticket affiliate marketing or whatever. It's like, no, you're part of a scam, honey, I'm good. But yeah, that's usually, I think, what they're saying nowadays. Where, you know, when I first started, it was, oh, like, you would be perfect for this beauty brand opportunity. And I'm like, beauty brand opportunity? Who the fuck wants me to do what? Like, that should have been the first red flag. But of course I was so like, oh my god, someone actually wants to work with me. Fucking scam. Alright guys, so that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. This is my final look. It's very like light, airy, fresh. That's kind of like, to me, what, you know what, I'm forgetting one thing though. There's one thing I'm forgetting. Oh no, bitch. Oh no, 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 no. I'm forgetting the most important part of this whole entire process. And that would be fucking highlighter. Yeah. So this is like my favorite highlighter of all. The Amrezy Anastasia collab they did like forever ago. This highlighter is just so freaking beautiful. Like, do you see it? I'm obsessed. So I'm gonna actually put that on right now if I can find a fan brush. Okay, now she's ready for springtime. Now she's ready. So yeah, I don't have like any crazy lashes on. I just kept my normal lashes with some mascara, did basic foundation, concealer, and I think the thing that makes it so springy and fresh is like the blush. Like, I have like this nice like corally pinky blush on, and I think it just amplifies up everything. Did a light brow. I did my lipstick. This would have been nice with like a gloss too. I did Really Me by MAC. I love their lipsticks. So yeah, I mean, that's what we got going on today. That is the story, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this video because I had no idea what the frick I was going to talk about, but I'm glad I talked about that with you because I know a lot of people who watched my old channel were just confused about what happened. Yeah, so please like, comment, subscribe, share, all that great stuff.